All right. Let's see how this works. Okay, hello all. It's Ilo. Anni here, and now it's time for make a new live. Hope you are all doing good there, and hope all is good. In this live, I'm gonna speak about a little bit about those symptoms that I haven't speak about so much in my videos that I make in my channel. And if you are new to my channel, I make videos about my quitting caffeine, recovery, withdrawal journey. And this journey has been so, how would I say, roller coaster ride for me. And there have been so many feelings and symptoms that I haven't even speak about in my videos because one reason is my English is sometimes I feel that I wish I would have more words. But one thing that I haven't speak about is this period cycle that we women have, and how my symptoms always were like worse during my ovulation and my period. Hi. So, but also if you are men and you are listening this, you also have hormones. So maybe there can be something for you also. But if you are new in my channel, this can be, I recommend that you watch my previous videos that I have done. I always like have like updated my journey, how it have gone, like since I quit caffeine, and a little bit my background. So before I quit, I was like functional. I was pretty athletic. I did exercise every day almost, and I was using high amounts of caffeine, and I didn't have any clue that caffeine is a poison and very underestimated and hard drug, like I always want to say. And then like one day when I was having my morning coffee, I started to have like weird shaking, like internal tremors inside my head, and then I could like put things together, and I was like, this has to be in caffeine, and it was really scary. And that's how my journey started. I got all the caffeine. Hey there, Jaakko. And since then I didn't know who I was anymore. It was a hell of a shock. It was hell of a shock to my neurotransmitters. I didn't know anything about neurotransmitters. I didn't know anything about how you shouldn't quit cold turkey after heavy amounts caffeine, because it's really a strong drug. So I was very confused. I was like, am I ever never gonna feel normal or energized? My body didn't know how to produce energy. I did try everything. I did try diet, health diet, exercise, some supplements. I didn't go much of the supplements because I didn't have so much money, and now I'm glad that I didn't, because time was really the healer for me. But I was confused, like now many people that I help every day are confused. Like I was like, people are like, what is this, like why I feel this, and why suddenly I feel like awful, and anxiety is there and it's heavy, and there are so many symptoms under the anxiety head symptoms, jabs in the brain, and like you are shaking, and you have panic attacks, and you have like that hell of a fear, maybe like what is happening. You cannot, if you are long hauler like me, and maybe you did shock your system, you did go cold turkey, maybe you have like heavy depersonalization, derealization symptoms of anxiety also, or you feel unbalanced, you don't have balance like before. Like I was, my background around, I have been a breakdancer, so I never have been clumsy. I always was like, my body was functioning. I learned new tricks easily. In this journey, couldn't learn anything. Learning skills was zero. My brain couldn't take any information. Like it was crazy. Like I felt clumsy. I felt hell of a lot of pain in my bodies, and my journey have lasted really long time. Like now I'm good. I'm better. I'm still improving. Like 26 months, over 26 months. But this is something that people don't believe. People don't believe if I tell them that caffeine withdrawal can be for some people long recovery journey, and like it was for me. And part of my journey was also why, because I did shock my system. So when neurotransmitter starts to heal, for this is only my experience that I'm telling you, so remember that my experience. I'm not any, I'm like common dude, like just experiencing what did happen to me. So what I have experienced and now learned from the other people who are so much more wiser than me, who have gone through this, that it takes time to neurotransmitters to balance and our hormones to balance. Because when you quit caffeine, that causes you that very big unbalance, chemical unbalance in your brain. And those neurotransmitters, they are all over the body in those receptors, like they are not just, they cannot communicate, and the messages are not going through. So that's why we also feel how we feel. And for me, anxiety was the first. Amazing. 5.5 months, 5.5, almost 5.5. Oh, amazing. Congrats. So anyway, back to the point. Like, you know me, I'm always speaking a lot and sometimes I lost the point. But anyway, you will heal. That is for sure. So if you are confused like me, like what the hell is wrong? I'm exercising, I'm eating right, I'm doing everything that I can, and I still don't know why my body is this fucked up. Why I cannot function like normal human? Why I cannot enjoy life? Why I don't feel happy? Why I feel hell of a fatigue? Even I try to like move and try to exercise, to try to be with friends. Why I feel like this? That's what people are experiencing. That's what I did experience, and it just takes time. And of course, healthy diet, exercise, that works for you. For me, it was also, I did have to cut all the heavy exercise because I couldn't just do that. I did have so much fatigue. So now I'm leveling my exercise and I'm so happy to do that. It's like, for me, like I'm getting myself finally back also in that stuff, because that has been the last thing that have been improving, like my energy levels, and fatigue was there. So I recommend that you go slow. If you feel that you just cannot, like for me, it was, if I tried to go to the gym or do some heavier exercise, I did have hell of a depersonalization, fatigue. I felt weird in my head and bad. And now I understand that my neurotransmitters was still like unbalanced. So it was, for me, it was good to take slow. So a lot of walking, swimming, yoga, anything. And I wasn't so motivated even, but I still I still push it through, because I did need to spend my time somehow. So of course, if you have some kind of exercise that you like to do, even you don't have motivation, it's good to do something, even a little bit. But take it easy and listen your body, because that energy will come back with time. And you know, we are all different. And my story is like, I was in caffeine user since childhood, so over 30 years of using. Now I'm 39. So definitely I'm long hauler, and this, my channel will be in the future more about those long haulers support channel, who are, of course, I want to support everyone, but people who are suffering like months and months, maybe year, of course, they need more support. And that's why I also like wanna support those people, because if you are like, you recover after 2 months, 3 months, you don't need support. You are like, you live your life, and why did you need support then? And that's why I also am so grateful that I did have that heavy shock to my system, and it took so long to me recover, because I never go back to caffeine. Never, ever. I couldn't do that. It's not impossible. It's, for me, it's like any other hard rock when I see people using it, as crazy as it can sound. But anyway, now I'm gonna go back to that period stuff and that hormone stuff that I have felt in my journey. So if you are a woman, maybe you can relate a little bit. So every time I did get close to my periods, I noticed that my anxiety levels went really high. Like usually it started like week before periods that I felt some kind of like when the hormones are changing in our body, I felt that really like I felt low and anxious and a little bit angry, also sad. And there was like those symptoms under the anxiety that I felt, there was like more of those in those times, and also times when I was ovulating. So it was like the very bad in my first year. Like every single period and ovulation time, it was horrible, and I didn't experience that kind of stuff never before. Yes, I have had all kind of symptoms, but I was still physically healthy before I quit caffeine. As crazy as it can sound, after so heavy amount consuming, I still wasn't like, I was able to be very active. And that was really scary for me to feel all those things. And even I felt better. I always felt that crash during my period cycle. And so if you are experiencing that, it's also going to go away and ease with time. And I'm still experiencing, for example, now I'm close to start my periods, maybe tomorrow or today, I still feel a little bit more tired. Even I do my exercise, I feel a little bit more tired and low, and it sometimes it makes me a little bit sad, because before that I usually am feeling already, now I'm feeling good, I'm feeling really good today. Yesterday I felt very sad because Snake was bitten my dog, and normally I won't get panic. Things happens. I'm living here in the woods, so anything can happen. So Snake bite to my dog, and the dog, like that head was swallowing. And sometimes, like I still sometimes I can feel those things when suddenly something happens and we didn't have to take the dog to the vet, and very like suddenly like start to driving there, and I was like getting panic about that, and I'm like, this is weird, like it's supposed not to happen, but I still experience like some kind of like, it's hard to explain, but you know, when you experience like you can't calm yourself down always as good as you would like. But there wasn't any reason to panic yesterday, because my dog is good, and she did healed without any medication. She's very strong, very healthy dog. So even that bite didn't, like, dog was okay, I was panicking. But anyway, sometimes during that time, like my period time, I'm more like, I feel that I'm more sad and sensitive. Like, that's, of course, it's normal for some women, but this has been different in this withdrawal journey, because I know that I give myself rest when I have my periods, and I listen myself, do meditation and stuff, but it's still different. I feel that my neurotransmitters are somehow to connect. They are connected to our hormones. If you do your research, that I always recommend you to do that, do research about neurotransmitters, so you understand better how they function in our body, and how much they affect in everything. Like, for example, dopamine. Some people think that dopamine is just that a pleasure thing and motivation thing, but it affects our learning, it affects our coordination, it affects like our balance and many things. And also, of course, adrenaline, noradrenaline, GABA, and adenosine, and all those receptors are like, there is that very nice balance. When we are in balance, when our body is in balance, everything function. Body send those messages what have to do, when you have to calm down, when your fight or flight system activate, when the danger is there. But chronic stress, like what caffeine does to body, and it does hell of a lot of things to the body. It affects your mitochondrial function, and of course all those receptors will be messed up, and their blood will not go through to your brain like it should be. So when you quit the poison, there is a lot of healing that your body needs to do, and it depends how much you have been using and how long. And it's always surprised me, even when I hear people's stories, and some people, even they haven't used so much, they are still like having a lot of symptoms, and they are healing long time. So it always reminds me when I help people and speak with people how strong drug caffeine is. And even I feel better myself. It always reminds, like, this is what I have to this is what I like to do, have to do. Also, I feel that I have to do. I'm introvert. I would like to be here in YouTube. I don't want to be YouTube very much, but this is something that I just cannot stop doing, because it was so life-changing for me to start to live without any caffeine, and that's something that my heart is calling me to do. So that's why I'm here. And sometimes you maybe notice that I speak a lot, because I'm also a little bit nervous. I'm human. I have all the feelings, but I always try to come here as raw as I am. Like, I don't want to cover anything. I show up when I show up, and no filters or anything. So it's gonna be what it is. But I have a good heart, and I want to help people, and that's why I'm here. And I want to always remind you that you will recover, and no matter what point journey you are, or what is your background, we all recover. And our journeys, every single journey is unique. So don't worry there, guys. But yep, that was the main thing about those hormones that I wanted to share. That if you are experiencing that, and you are maybe thinking that is this ever gonna end, this, like, this hormonal stuff, that I'm always in that roller coaster ride, that I feel even more worse during my periods or ovulation. It's gonna heal with time. And I have felt that those hormones have been the last thing that have been healing. Like, that's how I also have felt. And like, how do I support my neurotransmitters to recover, are actually, for me, those are the simple things, like the diet, like the rest. If I have like insomnia, sometimes when I have my periods, I try to rest at the daytime. So if you can take little naps, not too long naps, like don't take over 20 minutes naps, that can mess up your normal circadian rhythm and affect your, like, sleep nighttime. But if you can take a little naps and go outside, like for me, gardening is the thing that I do, like sunlight, natural sunlight. I try to go there every time I feel like that hit, or whatever you want to go, like that little bit anxiety, because I think it's still a little bit anxiety that I'm experiencing. That I still feel that when the time is there. So then I just say to myself that even sometimes I feel, can this still be from healing from the caffeine? I give myself a lot of love and understanding, and that every month I have recovered. Even in the beginning, it felt like I recovered this much every month, this much only. I was like to have that rapid, very quick recovery, but very, very soon I learned that it's not going to go in that way in my journey. It's going to be this, and there is the light end of the tunnel, and that's how it goes. But it's not going to be like that necessarily in your journey. It could be that recovery is more faster, and you're gonna be shining like never before. But like be like gentle to yourself, and I think accepting is the key. Like for me, the biggest thing was also to accept that I was not able to function like before. I did have to give myself to heal with time, and that was hard. It was hard that I couldn't be with my loved ones like I used to was. Even I don't have a lot of them, but I couldn't connect even with the kids, and I'm good connecting with the kids. I have worked with kids like long time in my life. I very good connecting, playing games, always doing sport with the kids. Couldn't do that either. No possible, because of anxiety and all that did my body just didn't function. And that was something that I had to accept, and that made the journey easier, because the you that are like complete is there. It's there. It's just like, think about that way, that there is a factory in your brain. Factory is working there in your brain, and then there comes a shock in your factory, and all those employees, workers, they are like, what the hell is this? What I have to do now? Where I put this one? Where I put this one? And they cannot communicate. It's like a messed up messed up thing. But that factory starts to work again with that natural energy, and it learns to how to make that energy naturally. For me, my body, it was like, how the hell I work, how the hell my body will learn to make natural energy when I have been caffeinated all my life. But it will learn. Like look the children. Look the children. They have tons of energy. They work like they work, and natural way. And that's I think how humans supposed we will work when we have that natural state. We need only food, exercise, sleep, and of course good relationships. It's the simple stuff. And also, I tell one thing about my background. Before, like, I was 32 when I did break my knee in my breakdancing. So 32 I was like the best shape of my life in breakdancing, and after that I have to quit that because I get too scared because of that knee injury. So after that I tried to like find all the like things that could help my body to recover, and I do other dancing, and like, but that was one changing point to my journey, that my body is not just something that I can do whatever I want. But I didn't still know about caffeine then. And like I have been told that I have had anxiety and OCD all my life, and I was kind of like, that was kind of like normal thing to me. I did function with that anxiousness and with OCD because I didn't know that there is a possibility to me to get rid of all of that. It didn't even what I did tried, I always get those back. Like if I tried some kind of supplements, they could like CBD or something, I could take them and they maybe help a little bit. But what happens then when I did quit the supplements? Okay, everything comes back. So now I'm first time in my life experiencing my life without OCD, any OCD. And for me, it's really very amazing new thing, because it's always like introducing myself to new version of me. And I think this can be huge for anybody who is struggling with mental illness issues, or any like anxiety issues. It's not maybe solve all the problems, of course not. Like I always say, you still have to do changes in your life. You cannot just like you things change when you wanna change, when you have the mindset changing things, and you wanna do something, you can do anything. Like I always say, anything is possible, but it's have to be that you have to be that mindset here. And yeah, like that's pretty amazing. I think that we really can live happy and healthy life without having anxiety and OCD. And of course there can be many things that also cause them, not just caffeine. Like traumas are one of my favorite subject. All other subject that I love to speak about, and that's why I also have done those TRE videos in my channel, where I release trauma from my body, because I believe that trauma and stress restores in our body, different parts in our body. And sometimes talking, it can be good if you have talking therapy, but for me that didn't work. I did have to get that trauma energy released away from my body, and that's where the TRE did the magic in my case. But there is all kind of like other ways to work out the traumas and stress, so you just have to find what works for you. Of course, breathing always is the simple one. And when we start to like face our emotions, so basically what I do now in my life, I never, when I have any emotion, for example, now I'm a little bit excited, a little bit nervous and tired, I notice that I have these feelings and I welcome those feelings. I welcome those. It's okay. Welcome all these feelings and I accept them. I don't like always what I'm experiencing. That's not the case. For example, I don't always like that if I'm tired, or if I have that day that I don't feel like do exercise. I don't like that, but I accept that. So accepting, I think is the big key. And also with those hormonal stuff, I accept this time, month, I accept that I feel this, and I let myself feel irritated. Also that disappointment, I allow that. I don't try to like try that I have to feel something else, because that's how it is. So I hope these words helps you a little bit. I don't know, what do you think about? Maybe all people already did leave. And yes, I hope like what I supposed to say? Yes, that I'm gonna also take guests in my channel in the future. So there will be new exciting things, but I don't know yet when. But people who have gone through caffeine withdrawal, I welcome some people also to my channel, so we can hear some stories. But I don't know yet when, but in the future for sure. And also I put my Discord channel link here before I end this stream. So there we have support group, and there also, if you need to contact me, or if you need to message me, if you need some kind of support when you're having heavy symptoms of anxiety, it sometimes can be good to be some kind of support group. And of course, I always say that if you are in Facebook, there is the best group, Quitting Caffeine group there, join there. But this is my group. If you wanna come there, and I'm gonna share the link. And always find go all different ways to cope stuff. That's how it goes. We have different ways to cope stuff. So there it is. But anyway, I don't know if this. Okay, let's end this live. I'm gonna pick a card if I find the card. Nyt näkyy sit vähän tosta keittiöstä. So the cards. Okay, let's pick one card. Message from the heart. Divine Oracle deck. Maybe you are okay, now the card comes. I don't wanna listen, but you don't have to listen if you think this is stupid. This is not gonna be any more caffeine withdrawals now, it's gonna be card. So I'm gonna pick this card. This is for me, this motivates me. Cards motivates me. I have these little tiny stuff that always motivates me in my journey. So whatever motivates you, you do that. But don't drink caffeine. Don't take any caffeine. And one thing, because I have to say one thing, because some people think that caffeine is just coffee. Once again, caffeine is that what is the drug. And people with energy drinks, with tea, even with chocolate, people have withdrawals. Like, I want to always remind you, if you want to quit the drug, quit all the drug, every single piece of it. So, but how to do that, it's up to you. Like, I don't recommend cold turkey after heavy amounts. That's what I cannot do. But some people, they do cold turkey and they go through that hell and they recover. But anyway, you have to decide what works for you. All right. What card will come? There is no people anymore. Just me and YouTube alone. But no pasa nada. No pasa nada. I'm gonna still keep positive energy. Okay. I'm asking for the card to support all of my watchers because I love you very much. Hi. And what card will come? What card will come? Okay. Into the mystery. Into the mystery. Okay, let's see what that card means. It's always when I haven't been speaking English for a while, it feels that I'm forgetting all the words. Mutta ehkä minä puhun sitten suomea. Kohta minä varmaan unohdan, miten suomeakin puhutaan. But okay, now I'm gonna read this card. It can be scary to trust life in its all mystery. Even with goals and plans, life is unexpected and wild beyond understanding. One of the greatest lessons we can learn is to trust in life, to trust the mysterious working of the universe. That is why we are guided to leap into the unknown again and again, to move from the comfort of what is known through the threshold of fear, to arrive somewhere greater than we could ever imagine. The mystery teaches us to trust with the heart, not the mind. This card is guiding you to let go any control, fears, set plans, or expectations and trust the mystery of life. It is natural for fear to arise in this process. And this is the lesson. Can you open your heart to greatest trust, to know it is safe and that you will always be caught by the hands of divine? This card is also a message that whatever your soul is calling you into, no matter how crazy or illegal it may seem, you must say yes. That's nice. It is okay if there are no maps or directions for your way forward. Just allow your soul wisdom to guide. Spirit has divine plan for you. That's the best thing. Supported in what you are being called to leap into. You only need to trust the mystery of it all, taking it moment by moment. Taking even the first step into this unknown territory will offer you an opportunity for wild growth. Leap into the mystery, brave soul, and enjoy the ride. Amazing card again. So just trust, and everything happens like it should happen. And even the worst experience that we have in our life, it can turn to be the best lesson, like in my life. The horrible experience that I have, I'm grateful for those also, because they have been the best teachers. And now I have a lot of dreams and goals, and my dreams are very simple. But whatever you are dreaming, your dreams will come true for sure. All of them. So keep going. Hanging there, like I always say. Are you hanging there still? How long is this live lasting? Okay, 36 minutes. Maybe I'm gonna hang in here a little bit more time, so if somebody wants to talk, and then I'm gonna leave. But I will come back again. So, but I'm so nice to hear from you. And I'm always so excited, like how many people have found my channel. First I was a little bit nervous because so many people have found this, but I try to stay not to be so nervous, because this stuff is important that I'm speaking about. So that's how I try to think, that I'm kind of a messenger about this. Yeah, don't worry, that will go. It was like that for me also. But I'm sure that you already feel that you have improved. Like, it's not anymore like in the beginning when you are your first year. It can be still very hard, but you are definitely getting better and better. And in your second year, you are like, woo! I don't know if you are like that, but anyway, you are like, you are functioning like never before. But some of us, like long haulers like me, we still experience some stuff even after second year, and that's what I want to speak about in my channel, because there still can be improvements and symptoms even years after heavy caffeine abuse and after quitting caffeine. Yes, a little bit every month. Every month is a recovery month, and every day is a recovery day. Even those days that we don't feel that is recovery days, those days when you are suffering, you are healing a lot. Like sometimes I felt like that crazy electricity in my brain, even in my close to 2 years and a little bit after that. I sometimes feel like some kind of electricity. It was like something hard to describe, but I'm sure it's something to do with those neurotransmitters and how they are like finding that communication. Yes, I remember you. Sometimes I was wondering, are you still caffeine free? Because I haven't seen you a long time, but happy to hear. Yes, I remember. Fatigue. Yeah, that was for me. It really sucks to have fatigue. I would, like, in my second year, I was like some point so nervous. I was like, I'm gonna fucking wanna start to exercise more, and I was like disappointed, and that's how I felt like is my energy ever gonna come back? Like, how long I have to wait that fatigue will go? But it will go. It will go. It will go. And like, your body will learn how to produce energy, but it not necessarily happens like right away. And and I know there's a lot of like people who are very athletic, you are very much in the sport, and that can be hard if you are experiencing like that you cannot like right away make body cannot make energy the same way because you are healing. So like it's gonna come. You just have to trust it's gonna come, because it's not like this is what I hear a lot, like what I was also say asking to myself, like maybe I'm like this, maybe I don't have this energy, like maybe this is like how I am, or maybe because I'm getting old, maybe it's because I'm tired. No, 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 no. It's you are healing. And it's not like you are like gonna be that way. No, you're gonna have your energy back. You're gonna have your life back, everything back. Like your anxiety mind is questioning everything. It's what anxiety does. It's question everything. Like, but because think about this, when you live your day and then you have your symptoms, how is your mind? Are you happy? Are you excited? Are you motivated? If not, probably you are still recovering, you have anxiety symptoms. But when you recover, you become joyful, you start to feel joy. When you go through your day, the fear doesn't come. It doesn't come. It's like, okay, I'm doing this. You are there in the present doing whatever you are doing. That's when anxiety is not there. That's what I was thinking, that it's never gonna come. I always felt always something fucking symptoms was there. Like even when I was feeling better, I still was like, wow, what is this? But then after 2 years, like the real miracle have happened in my journey. But it was like first year was the hardest, and then but always when I updated my journey, I was trying to be very happy where I was, but it still wasn't easy. So if you are a long hauler, or you have still symptoms months and months, I can relate. I know my heart goes out with you. It's not easy, but you will overcome this. Don't go back to caffeine. That's Go back to anything else, but don't go back to caffeine. And of course, I don't know, of course not, I don't recommend taking anything like any drugs, of course. No, I wasn't never alcohol drinker. Like in my 20s, I did drink some alcohol, but do you know what I did when other people was drinking alcohol in the bar? I did drink coffee, Irish coffee, or some caffeinated drinks like cappuccino or anything. Irish coffee, there is alcohol. Sometimes I drink that, but in my 20s. But before I quit, like I wasn't drinking alcohol. I wasn't alcohol drinker. So for me, the caffeine was the hardest drug ever. And then when I was younger, like in my 20s, like I have said, that I have that history of being in benzos and SSR medicines for a short time. So I did recover fast when I quit those. But some people after benzo using, like they recover years. So I don't recommend, no, for me, no medicines, no drugs, no anything. That's how my life's gonna be. And many people cannot and will not believe that caffeine is a drug. And that's how it is, and it is what it is. But I hope that those of us who will notice that caffeine is a drug, we don't go back to that. Because in this world, caffeine, there is everywhere. And I have noticed one interesting thing that I'm gonna share also. I have noticed that when I'm around people who drink caffeine, I feel somehow uncomfortable. But I don't feel uncomfortable if somebody drinks alcohol, or even if somebody were there using some drug. Of course, that would happen here. But I don't feel uncomfortable that, because those weren't my addictions. And I think that's why because caffeine was like, it was like my addiction. That's why I don't feel comfortable with that. So, but I can tolerate sometimes, it's very hard to be with people with who not use caffeine. I don't even know, only I know my boyfriend and me and you here and my support group. But almost everyone use that in some form. So yes, that's good. Yeah, one thing that maybe I haven't speak about in these lives also, when I say that don't go any other drugs during this, don't go even alcohol, because maybe some of us can think that it doesn't hurt us, but it gonna mess up your neurotransmitters. So I would say no, go just with food and water. And my view about supplements, I just feel that I don't need them, but you always do what is best for you, and you take what you take, but that's how I'm going now. But I remember the time when my anxiety was so heavy, I was almost ready to try anything. That's how I felt. I remember I said to my boyfriend that if this is like my life, I don't want to live. Like I don't fear any of death, but I'm gonna be afraid being like that. But it wasn't the thing. It's just temporary. But that's how it felt in that moment. It was very, 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 very how it felt. But okay, now I have to go to continue my day, and I wish you a very, very nice day, and I see you again. And whatever you are doing there, remember you will recover. And see you. Bye, bye, bye.